Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Techno Talks here. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Apple Watch Series 6 after around 2 weeks of using this device. So I'll be giving y'all my thoughts and experiences on this device, how I feel about it, and in the end, I'll basically be giving y'all my thoughts on if you should buy this device after that 2-week period of using this and owning this device. So let's go ahead and begin. First up, I like to get something out of the way real quick. The price of this will be included as well in my final decision because the price on this variant that I have, the 44mm aluminum variant with the solo braided loop, is going to be $479 USD, and that is without LTE connection. So this is the base Wi-Fi model. So this right here is a pretty high price, almost $500 with the taxes. And so you might be thinking, why not go ahead and get a phone? So this watch is not for everyone, obviously. And for the people that are looking at this watch and currently checking it out to see if they should buy it, this video is mainly for them. And I guess they really don't care about the price too much and are okay with buying it. So let's go ahead and begin right away. First up, the thing that I'd like to talk about is going to be battery life. So battery life is really important with smartwatches, especially these new versions, because they have been out for a couple years now with the big brands like Apple and Samsung, and so battery life will be a big part of this. So this Apple Watch Series 6 right here usually gets me around a day and a half, so I could go ahead and have this on my arm overnight as well because I don't usually use it too much when I'm sleeping, and so the only thing it does is have alarm set and I guess some tracking like heart rate tracking and whatnot. So other than that, the Series 6 without the always on display, so let me go ahead and put that into there. The always on display will be turned off. It will last you around a day and a half, and you could just put it on charge in the morning while you're taking your shower and whatnot. So when you do have the always on display, which let me go ahead and show you real quick. So let's go to settings. It should be down here, our settings. And when we go down to the display, we can see our always on right here. So when you do turn this on, you have your always on display set, and so let's go ahead and show that off real quick. So let's go ahead and put in my password. It's kind of annoying, and let's close it. So the always on display is turned off right now because it is not on my arm, but when you do have the always on display turned on, just like I did right now, you will be losing your battery life by a lot, since the watch will still display most of these right here, just like a little grayed out and like a little dimmed out. It'll still display all of these, which will basically drain your battery while you're using your watch, while you have it on your arm. So even without using it, you will be draining battery, which will only get you around like a day or like a 3/4 of a day. So that's what usually happened to me, and so that's why I went ahead and turned off the always on display in my use case, because it really didn't matter to me, because when you spin your wrist around, it'll automatically turn on the watch face, and so you will not have any delay in looking at the time. And so I went ahead and turned it off, as I said, because it does eat up a lot of battery, and for the people that want to keep it on, let me go ahead and tell you, you will barely get a day through. So you'll be close to like sleeping, I guess, or like let's say around like 7 p.m. you'll need to put your device on charge because you'll be at like 10%, which will probably not get you through those final 3 hours if you go to sleep at 10 p.m. So next up, let's talk about the display. Display overall, the brightness has been pretty great for me. I go ahead and go outside, and when I am using this device, the brightness is really good. I haven't had any issues with this so far. So let's go ahead and check out those settings as well. Let's go back, and so our brightness right now is at half, and this is what I usually keep it on when I'm at home with all the lights turned off, and at night I'll just go ahead and dim it a little more, or when I'm outside. This does automatically happen usually, but if you do want to change it like this, you can go ahead and do that. But usually mine is set in the middle because I can usually see it wherever I'm at. Even when I'm outside, it really doesn't affect it too much, and so you don't have any issues with display brightness. So display brightness is really good on this watch, and you will not have any issues, as I said. So next up is going to be the device's performance. So this is an Apple device, and if you guys know, a lot of Apple's devices are pretty consistent in their speed and I guess reliability. And overall, the Apple Watch has been one of the most reliable watches that I've used because I have been able to use it consistently, lag-free, without any app shutdowns. And so it's been a perfect experience for me, even when I'm playing games on this. If you do feel like it, I went ahead and tested it out. I downloaded some games. I had no issues. Everything is lag-free on this watch, and so far it's been going great in these 2 weeks. And when I'm saying this, I have owned other watches as well, so I'm not just saying this off the top of my head with only this watch right here. I have the Galaxy Watch Active 2 as well, and I am purchasing the Galaxy Watch 3, which is their newest one. And so far, this watch has been the best out of them. However, in the beginning, I already stated that the price is the highest out of all these watches. So overall, the reliability has been pretty great. I haven't had any, it's been a lag-free experience, as I said, and so there have been no issues in that perspective. So one other thing is going to be the usability. So how much will you use this watch? In reality, how much will you look at it other than the time and other than some other things like small things? So this has been one of the most used watches in my use case. I've used this for a lot of things. I even left my phone at home, even though this isn't the LTE version. You can still do a lot of things. And I even did that. So you can go ahead. I usually use this a lot. So I've probably used this watch the most out of all my other smartwatches during the day instead of using my phone. So I go ahead and talk to Siri in this, and I go ahead and check some other things. Like I play my music on this, I download music on here, and when I leave my phone somewhere, my wireless earbuds are connected onto here, and I go and listen through here. I check the weather from here, I check the temperature and like how it's gonna be, and I also send messages and do phone calls from here. So there are a lot of use cases for this, and you definitely do use them even after a couple weeks. So as I said, I've used this for 2 weeks now, and so far I've been using it every day. I've had it on my wrist every day and overnight as I'm sleeping to have my alarms ready. And yeah, I've used the alarms a lot, and it's helped out a lot. So usually when I have an alarm set on my phone, I usually can't get up. It's really annoying. I don't know why. But when I had this watch, since it's directly on my arm and you can feel the vibration, you go ahead and tend to wake up, which happened in my use case. So as I said, usability wise, you're probably gonna be using this a lot. And if you do get the LTE version and you do want to put $100 more for that version, you will definitely be using this watch a lot. And sometimes you might even leave your phone at home and go use it during the day without even using your phone, because you can do so many things with this. You can send emails, you can check all your notifications, you can send messages, take phone calls, and all that stuff. So overall, you will be using this a lot when compared to other watches in my use case. So that's basically about it. That's basically gonna be about talking about this watch and my feelings and thoughts on it. One thing I'd like to add in here is that you will not be able to use this without an iOS device. So if you don't have an iPhone or an iPad or whatnot, you will not be able to use this Apple Watch because you can't connect it to any other device other than an iPhone and iOS devices in general. So that is a little bummer, but I guess it is pretty normal if you're gonna be using another if you're going to be using the Apple Watch like a Samsung device. It doesn't seem too reasonable, but if you could, that would have been nice, but you can't. So I guess it is what it is, and you can't really complain about it. So my thoughts on this: if you don't really care about the amount of money that you pay for this, as I said, the model that I have, the 44mm version, the blue one, is going to be $479 without the LTE. And if you do want the LTE, it's going to be $579, so it is a pretty big price jump. And so, as I said, if that doesn't bother you, this watch is one of the best watches you can get out there right now. Apple has done a really good job with their watches, and so if you are looking for a watch and the price doesn't matter, go ahead, get the Apple Watch. If you already have an iPhone, it's pretty reasonable to get an Apple Watch if you're using an iPhone. And so those are my thoughts on it. But the price, if you do take that into consideration, it's really not worth it. $500 for the Wi-Fi variant and almost $600 for the LTE variant. You could go ahead and get yourself a nice phone and you would still be happy. And honestly, the phone would be more useful than the Apple Watch. But if, as I said, if the price doesn't matter, go ahead and get this watch. This is one of the best watches you can get out right now in the market, and so you will be pretty happy when you do purchase this watch. So that's basically gonna wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.